The abandoned secret garden. Tom had recently purchased an old villa in the countryside. What drew him to it was its timeless charm and unique architecture. The house seemed as though it had countless stories waiting to be told. Although it was a detached home, it wasn't particularly large. Tom was delighted. As soon as everything was settled, he eagerly moved in. There was still plenty of cleaning to do. As he wandered through the villa, he noticed signs that an elderly couple had once lived there. It was easy to tell how deeply they had loved each other. Every corner of the house had been thoughtfully cared for. A cozy sofa, a simple kitchen, an elegant bedroom. A dignified study scattered throughout the villa were keepsakes they have left behind. Old notebooks, Billy records, paintings, ceramic tableware, and many other treasured belongings. Tom couldn't bear to throw any of them away. To him, every item held a piece of someone's life. So he carefully cleaned each one and placed everything back with great care. Once the inside of the villa was spotless, Tom looked out at the overgrown weeds surrounding the property. I might as well tidy up outside too, he thought. He gathered his gardening tools and began clearing the weeds. As the thick grass slowly disappeared, he discovered something he hadn't noticed before. Behind the villa was a narrow path. It had clearly been made by people walking the same road again and again. The elderly couple must have loved taking walks here. Curious, Tom followed the little path. After walking for a while, he arrived at a small piece of land, and close by uneven wooden fencing. The fence looked in me simple, crooked, yet full of warmth. At its entrance stood a small wooden gate, held shut with a piece of twisted wire. Tom gently untied it and pushed the gate open. Beyond it was a small garden, or rather, what had once been a beautiful garden. Years without care had allowed most of the flowers to wither away. Wild weeds had spread everywhere. Tom decided that tomorrow he would return with proper tools and restore the garden. The next morning, he came back carrying everything he needed. He spent hours removing dead flowers and pulling out stubborn weeds. At the center of the garden stood a magnificent oak tree. Tom wasn't sure what kind of tree it was, but something beneath it immediately caught his attention. A single rose was blooming, not a bush, just one rose. Its brilliant crimson petals stood out against the fading garden. It looked completely out of place, yet it was breathtakingly beautiful. Tom knelt beside it, quietly admiring the flower. For a moment, he almost forgot the work he had been doing. He noticed that the rose was growing inside a small flower pot. Thinking it deserved more space, he decided to transplant it into the ground. As he gently lifted the flower from its pot, he discovered something hidden beneath it. carefully wrapped in cloth. Curious, Tom unfolded. Inside were a tiny notebook and a pair of wedding rings. The notebook was filled with precious memories, stories of journeys they had taken together, notes about meals they had lovingly cooked, little letters that had written to one another. Among all the pages, one sentence stayed in Tom's heart. Because of you, my world became complete. Having you by my side has been the greatest happiness of my life. Beneath this rose, we played together. Our promise will forever be protected. At the moment, Tom understood. He understood why the notebook and the rings had been buried beneath the rose. He understood why in a garden where everything else had faded away, only this single rose continued to bloom so beautifully. It had been quietly keeping their promise all these years. Tom felt his eyes begin to fill with tears. With great care, he planted the rose in the garden. Then he gently buried the notebook and the rings beneath it once again. That way, the rose could continue watching over the promise that had been together. What a beautiful story, Tom whispered to himself. From that day on, Tom spent more and more time in the little garden. Some days he pulled weeds. Some days he planted new flowers. Butterflies began to visit. Birds sang among the trees. Tom made a quiet promise to himself. He would take good care of the old villa and all the little secret garden behind it. for the healthy couple who